The title of my speech is Peach Pie Making. I'm going to inform my audience on how to make your basic peach pie. So, what do you think of when you hear the word pie? Pie is one of America's most favored desserts. It is extremely popular after dinner as well as on holidays. The first pies were called coffins, referring to a blanket or a box. This originated from Egyptians to Romans, and it contained different ingredients of their liking, varying from meats to nuts and fruits. Sometime in everyone's life, they will experience eating their first piece of pie, whether it's grandma's house or during Thanksgiving dinner. Years ago, I dug into the grand adventure of making a pie from scratch. Since that first time, I have found it more creative as well as cheaper to do it yourself than buying one from a local grocery store. I'll explain the various steps on how to make the best tasting peach pie that you have ever had. The first step is to gather all the ingredients as well as the equipment that you will need. First of all, you need 10 fresh peaches, a third cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of white sugar, 1/4 cup of butter, and a pre-made pie crust for a 9-inch pie if you prefer. If you don't want a pre-made pie crust and you do everything from scratch like I do, here's another alternative. Your basic pie crust is 1 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/2 cup of Crisco, a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher or coarse salt, and 3 tablespoons of water. Basically what you do is you work the salt and the Crisco into the flour with the pastry blender. Add your cold water. It does have to be ice cold though. And you form your dough and you roll it out. Turn on your oven to 350 degrees. And the temperature has to be all the way set before you even put your pie in. If not, it's going to be raw. Next step, go ahead and mix your flour, your sugar, as well as the butter until they begin to crumb. Go ahead and line your pie crust with your peach mixture. And sometimes I like putting a little bit of cinnamon in it to give it a little bit more flavor. I know you do that with apple pies and pear pie and so forth, but I really like at least 2 teaspoons of cinnamon in mine. And you can mix that in before you add it to your pie crust. Go ahead and top it with the butter crumb, layering, continuing the same process until you run out of ingredients. Next, go ahead and top the filled pie with the remaining pie crust, cutting the design into it. I mean, you could do triangles, you can do crisscross, you can, whatever you come up with. Be creative. Whatever is desired. And just go ahead and put your crust on the top. Third step is go ahead and cook the pie. Put it in the oven for 45 minutes or until the crust is golden brown. All the fruit at the bottom should bubble, and if it comes out on the top of the crust, it's fine. It's not going to burn. But if you have issues with the crust getting too dark, you can always put a layer of foil over the top. Go ahead and pull the pie out of the oven when it's at its desired brownness and allow it to sit and cool. You cannot eat pie hot. I mean, a lot of people like to microwave a pie before they eat it because they like it warm. but it's way too hot when it comes out of the oven with the syrups and the sugars that are involved in cooking a pie. So I have basically told you how to do the basic 3 steps to a good peach pie. I've told you what ingredients and equipment you will need. I've told you how to mix them all together as far as the crust, the crumb, and the peaches. And I've told you how to cook the pie. Again, you don't eat it hot. Today we eat pie with just about any meal for just about every holiday. A lot of people like to just go out to a cafe and have pie and coffee. It doesn't have to necessarily be after dinner. Pies continue to fulfill the dessert part of our appetite, whether it's a snack or after dinner dessert. They're quick and they're easy to make, and they taste just as good as before, anything. When trying to make a pie on your own, be creative and have fun. You can make any flavor of pie of your liking. There's rhubarb, there's strawberry, there's blueberry, there's apple. One of my favorites is a pear pie. There's a meat pie that you make with raisins, and a lot of people don't like that, but it's different. It has to be favored. You can make a vegetable pie. Right now there's pot pies out there that you make with meat and vegetables. It doesn't necessarily have to be fruit. It can be anything of your liking. There's shepherd's pie. Again, it's just what you flavor. Experiment all you want, but most of all, enjoy.